Okay, so that is something that we're doing on personal team pages with your personal director. Okay, so it's the hashtag Big Ask. And you're getting in the drawing for every one of those that you do. Okay, so like with mine, I'm looking through every single one that has a hashtag Big Ask, and you're going in the drawing. Okay. Also, hashtag Cash Pot, the Cash Pot, okay, that's going on the Team PC Hashtag page. You do not have to do the hashtag Cash Pot. That is something I personally keep track of, okay? Because I don't want you guys to get like, which hashtag am I supposed to put where kind of thing, okay? What I'm doing is I am looking through the report and I'm pulling everyone that has a recruit and they're going into the Cash Pot. And then I announce the Cash Pot winner on day 1 of the month. Yeah.
It sounds a lot like Ask Whatever. Or
Big Ask.
Did you see that one picture of the donkey turned backwards?
Yeah, it's turned backwards and it says Big Ask.
Yeah.
I can see that one. Yeah. Okay, so Cash Pot, what the Cash Pot is every recruit that you have, $2 goes in. You guys may break me this month. That thing is awesome. Christy Barnett was our winner, and she won. How much did she win? Okay, so we had recruits. Well, I'll go over this on Thursday, but she was our winner, and I sent her pretty good one. Yeah.
If Melly's name gets drawn, it goes back.
It goes back in. So if I get drawn, and guys, I already got 3 recruits this month. Yeah. So my name's going to be in there 3 times. Okay. So if it gets drawn, then it stays and it carries on to next month. Okay. So what are some other fears? Got any on here yet? Okay. Voice calling. Okay. So picking up that phone. Okay. Rejection and failure. I do not like calling people at all. I'm also not good at getting people to book parties. Okay. Just like spreading my fingernail off on. I'm doing Big Ask going to image. Okay. Awesome, Sheila. Perfect. Okay. So what else from you guys? What? Virtual parties?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm more scared of having to do any more in-home shows. I really want to help the kids.
Yeah.
And finding a babysitter to do it.
Right.
And then just actually going and doing it. The last one, I was teaching how much teenagers how to cook. It was fun, but it was scary for me too.
Yeah. And let me tell you, my first cooking show, and I have done hundreds of cooking shows now. But my very first cooking show that I did, the deep cover baker at the time wouldn't fit in the microwave. So I went to go put it in the microwave. Yeah, it didn't fit. So I had to figure out a way to tip the deep cover baker on its side and rotate, stopping it every 2 minutes to rotate it again. I was sweating. I was trying to fix a dessert at the same time. And I left that cooking show thinking, this is the most horrible thing I've ever done in my life. Okay? So I will tell you, it does get better. I will say that. Okay? But you can't, the thing with cooking shows, and honestly, being truly honest with you, the thing with cooking shows, if you go too long in between having a cooking show to your next cooking show, it's almost like having your first cooking show all over again. And I can only say that because when I have been down and injured and not able to do them, and then you go back and do them, I'm like, gosh, I gotta refresh my brain here. You know, and so if you haven't done a lot and you are having a period of time, it's like going over again and trying to figure it out. It is much easier if you do more of them. Same thing with virtual parties, okay? So, and I've been telling the ladies that I've been talking to this week when it comes to virtual parties, because I know 2 of you said I don't like virtual parties scare me, okay? Virtual parties were never my favorite thing in the world.
I love them.
Okay? Yeah. I loved cooking shows better, but here's what I decided. At the beginning of this year, I always looked last year at virtual parties. They're just the icing on the cake for me. I have my cooking shows. I'll just do a few here and there, kind of as an extra catalog show money kind of thing, okay? But at the beginning of this year, I decided, okay, you have goals, and you have people that you know that their success and what success they've had because of virtual parties. So you can be in the same point you were last year at this time, again next year, or you can do something different this year. So I decided to be intentional in my virtual parties. And when it became intentional, I started writing out exactly when I was going to do what. So I can tell you now, with my parties that start on Saturday, on Thursday, my groups are set up. On Friday, my hosts are added and start inviting the guests with their messages. On Sunday night is when I post on there about the change your notifications, okay? Monday, my host starts the game in the morning. They're the ones that post it to get it kicked off, okay? I know Sunday night I need to send them the game for my Monday morning. Monday night is when I welcome everyone. Do that welcome post, okay? I know that on Tuesday, I do a little bit, I start mine with games every morning because I want to start off with that participation. But I know on Wednesday, I picked, there's a, for this month, because on the third day is when I do my quick cooker post. And so it's the slime guy off of Ghostbusters, and it has quick cooker mixed up. And they have to send me the word quick cooker that morning. And that is where I get so many of my bookings because they've already started the messages with me. So I have one time a week where I always make sure that they do that because those are typically the ones that are the easiest for me to get bookings from. On Thursday, and then on Wednesdays, I send my post every Wednesday and let them know there's going to be a bookings post today. Please go on and tag 3 people. I do it every Wednesday. Then on Thursday, I know it's going to be about the opportunity stuff. I'm posting that. Okay, and so, but I have it down where there's an exact thing that I'm sending my host. There's an exact thing that I host my parties. I know what's happening. I know when I'm doing it. But until I got to that point, I just flew by the seat of my pants. And I thought, if I get a booking, great. If I get a recruit, great. But now I'm being intentional with every single party saying, we are working towards 3 bookings. You will get a prize, I'd say a new spring product, if you get 3 bookings, okay? I announce them, I stay on them. They know that because I picked up that heavy phone that we're scared of. I talk to them in my host coaching, every single one. Guys, if you can get over that heavy phone, I promise you. I know those of you that in here that didn't used to call versus calling now, Tony, what difference has it made for you?
Doubled my sales and my parties.
I'll just tell you, it's like I try to get over the fear, so I do dial it, and then I get the voicemail, and then I leave a message, and then I don't get a return.
Okay, can I tell you how to fix that?
And then the second time, I get nervous. Because I'm like, are they ditching me? Am I going to leave a second voicemail? Like, am I bugging them? Because, like, I don't want my husband to call me. Like, I don't want my mom to call me. Text me. If it's an emergency, like, I know, like, I got to call you back. Somebody died.
Okay, here's what I do. I tell those people that booked a party, you know, I send out my post, hey, we're still starting, you know, your party on this date. There's so many things in Facebook that are changing all the time. Okay, there's so many tips, you know, that I like to give you. Do you have time to do a few minute call? Okay, I don't say a 20-minute call. A few minute call with me so I can give you a couple tips for your party to help it be successful. I have never had one host tell me no, not one. Because when you tell them, I want your party to be successful, I have a couple tips for you because Facebook is always changing and I just want to make sure your party is successful. What are they going to say to you? I don't want my party to be successful. You know, they will say back to you, and I will say, what time in the next couple days, or if it's something where you have to do evenings, what, you know, which of these 2 evenings works better for you to do a call? You have to be direct in stating the time, letting them choose. They will return it. And then, because you have the time, they usually answer the phone. Okay, I honestly don't know if I've had a host that hasn't answered the phone. But I'm very direct in within the next couple days, within the next couple nights, within the next couple times, you know.
I have like a paper order party. One lady ordered online, the rest of them are paper. She's over $300. It's literally like pulling teeth trying to get her orders in.
Catalog show. Like, sometimes that's
yeah, and it's from last month, and it's like she texts Thursday and was like, "Hey, I want for it Friday. That's when I get paid."
And then you call them and they answer.
Okay, well, we can.
That's different. That just happens sometimes in catalog shows.
So, Melanie.
I am calling
So when you start your post on Saturday. Your party starts on Monday. When are you doing your host calls? I mean, are you doing?
I usually do my host calls anywhere a week and a half to 2 weeks before. I do. I will check in.
That works for you? Because
yes.
I try to do it that far out, and my parties flop every time. But I do my host calls like the week, like maybe 2 or 3 days before the party starts. It's 10 times more successful.
And that's what you're finding?
Weird.
I think that's great. I think whatever is working for you, you keep doing. Until you get to a point, that's going to be for anything in this business. Until you get to a point where you're like, gosh, why is this, what's going on? Why? That's when you change.
Right.
But if something is working, don't change it. Don't. Because there have been so many times that things have been working okay, and I try to do something a little bit different, and then I fall flat. Okay? But if it's not working, that's when you look at it and say, what do I need to do different? Okay, that's where I was in my virtual parties. This is not working. What am I going to do about it? Okay, so that's those of you that are afraid. Okay, I mean, I can let you know exactly what I do on what days and walk you through that stuff. Okay, because having a plan, having an idea was my number one thing I was failing at. And when I came up with a plan, then I started having success. Yes.
But your host actually game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was awesome.
Because when you tell them, this is what I tell my hosts. I say, these are your friends, not mine. Any post that you comment, I said, I don't expect you to be on your party all day long. I'm not going to be on your party all day long. I'm going to be on your party 2 to 3 times a day. If you could do that as well, then go in, comment, tag people, check it a couple times a day. Okay, because when you tag and comment on those posts, they're more likely to see it than if they're just relying on me. Okay, so my hosts will comment on every single post something about it. Okay, because I tell them to. I tell them to do that in my host coaching, because then more interaction happens, because their people see it better.
See, I just started having my host tag friends on like the bookings parties. So then that also gives me the opportunity that I can go back and be like, hey, Andrea had said like she really thought you'd be great at booking with me. And this week I got everyone I text.
Yep.
They were like, sure, let's do it.
Yep, that is exactly, and that's why
And
when
I
I
didn't
tell
get like
them,
confirmed dates, but they're like, yeah, let's do it. Send me a host package. I'll get you a date. And it's like, get back.
that's what I do on Thursday. So I send my host that message that morning.
Yeah.
It
was that- it told me.
Yay! I will tell you, these girls are having calls with, they're rocking. But Thursday, that's what I say. The message in the morning says, you're going to see a bookings post today. And the first time I screenshotted it, and then they took the screenshot and posted that, and I was like, that is so then I just told them, you're going to see a bookings post today. Can you tag 3 of your friends? Every single one of them do it. They do. They say, okay, I can get to it. They may not be right then, but they'll get to it later. And they do. And those are the first 3 people that I talk to.
I'll tell you, just like the last 3 hosts I've had have done their wish list. The last 3 hosts I've had have posted. They've done a live, but they've done like either post a picture and then put like a little comment on it, you know. So it's just like they are doing it if you tell them to do it. So it's just like, and I haven't jumped like completely all in, because like I'm like but I'm taking one step at a time. And it's like every week I'm putting a little bit more on. Setting I'm on her mock parties, so I'll take some of her tips and send them out too, every day. So it's just like I take a little bit here, a little bit there, and I feel like I'm being successful. I'm not doing exactly what you're doing, and I'm not doing exactly what you're
finding
doing,
what you
but it is working.
Yeah. And that's the biggest thing, guys, is finding out what works for you. And that's where I was struggling, because I was trying to look at all these people and what they were doing and what should I do and what should I not do. And I thought, okay, what works for me? What do I want to do? Okay, and that's what you have to find, is what works for you, because we're all going to do stuff different. We are. Okay, because the way that Cindy does her keeping track may not be the best way for you to keep track. The way that I keep track of stuff may not work for you. Okay, we have to find what works for us. Okay, so I know that, did anyone else post anything? Are they talking on there? Yeah, we see some Baja's, big ass. Okay, I have a couple things that I want to share with you. I need to go back to share screen. Let me know, guys, on the computer if you can hear once I start playing these videos.
Someone else had commented that they have a hard time getting the host to commit to talking. One kind of some verbiage I took out was that it was an option. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, I found that my hosts love this, it's very successful. When can we talk? This time or this time? because you're their, I mean, you are who they're looking to for advice, right? I mean, even if it's your first day in the business, you still know more about the business than they do. So if you make it sound like this is what we do, they're going to believe you. The same reason that now that you're telling them like this is what we do for the party, and they believe you, right? It's the same thing as if like, you know, I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't call you and tell you what to expect. Would this time or this time work better? I mean, they're going to be like, okay, because it's not even an option. It's like that's just part of being a host. So maybe check the verbiage that you're using to, you know, if you're giving them the option to opt out, or if you're making it sound like you're really excited and you can't wait, what time do you want to chat?
Well, if they want to have a successful party, you know,
We're gonna talk to you. Yeah. So 2 things that Tamara Rowland talked about the 150 people. My last 3 hosts, there was 2. My hosts last week, all of them invited at least 150. Both of them had between 50 to 60 people. Both of them ended up at 600 in sales. Okay? Because they listened to me say 150 is going to get you 50 to 60, is going to get you this many orders. They listened to me. This week's parties invited between 50 to 100. Right now they're sitting at 20 participants, 15 participants, and 10 participants. Okay? So now I'm going to have to go back and say, who else can we invite? Okay? Because they didn't get 150. That 150 is a huge difference versus 100. Huge difference. And another thing that Tamara pointed out is she started saying $900 was her show average, okay? And then all of her hosts started working for that. If you tell them that $200, their goal is to have $200 in sales, what are the parties going to be at? $200, okay? They're going to reach for whatever you challenge them to get. Okay, if you're like, man, why is every one of my virtual parties barely qualified or $200 in sales? What are you sharing with your hosts? Are you saying, all you guys have to do is get $200 in sales? Or are you saying, my average party, you know, is 7, 8, even if it is, make it up. I don't care. Until you get there and can start saying it's $700, $800. Okay?
Well, if you tell them that, you know, you can get 5 half off items when you reach this goal and stop worrying about the lower numbers, they start fighting harder. Because that's what I did. I'm not lying to them. I'm telling them the truth. Now you got to get to this point to get those 5 half off items.
Yeah.
And now they're working towards that goal.
Yeah.
Because I have a horrible thing about radical honesty.
Then you're wording it correctly.
She's like, I'm just.
Okay, I'm going to start playing this, guys. And if this doesn't work, if you can't hear me, can you give me a thumbs down if you can't hear it?
The last time that you were in front,
Why are we doing this again? Didn't we have trouble with this last time? It wouldn't do sound. Sound for you guys is what I mean. I had to turn it up like super loud and it wouldn't do sound through here. Let's see. That means I need to, hold on guys, just a second.
What's your computer?
Yeah, what is,
In the setting in the Zoom, in audio Zoom setting.
that one there? Is that what you said?
Go into detailed or something.
Switch to phone audio, leave computer audio, audio settings. Test speakers to make sure you can hear others. So click test speaker, see what happens. There you go. Try it again. Try push. It does sound like a video game.
Something else that I've been doing that I did last week with my parties that I don't know if that was part of why there was a lot more interaction, but I've been having my hosts on Sunday night post the notifications part. That way their friends are more likely to see that to
and some
change their
stairs.
notification
Did
settings.
you take the stairs?
I don't
Hey there,
understand why
friends. This
it's
is
doing that.
Rory Vaden, co-founder of Southwestern Consulting and New York Times best-selling author of Take the Stairs. It's kind of an interesting question, right? And for most of us, or most people, choose the escalator. But
Okay,
why is
here's what
that?
it
Why
is.
do
Can you guys hear on there okay? Okay, here we go.
The last time that you were in front of a set of escalators and some stairs, did you take the stairs? Hey there, friends. This is Rory Vaden, co-founder of Southwestern Consulting and New York Times best-selling author of Take the Stairs. It's kind of an interesting question, right? And for most of us, or most people, choose the escalator. But why is that? Why do we choose the escalator? I think a lot of times we don't even really think about it. We just kind of get on the escalator and do it. If you study successful people, then you start to realize that success has almost nothing to do with a person's age, nothing to do with their ethnicity, their religious background, their racial profile, like their religious affiliation, or even their education level. But the one thing that every single happy, positive, successful person has in common is that successful people have formed the habit of doing things they know they should be doing, even when they don't feel like doing them. In other words, success in anything that matters to us in our lives, it's not about taking the escalator. It's about taking the stairs, about doing those things that we know we should be doing, even when we don't feel like doing them. It reminds me of a story that I heard growing up, because I'm from Colorado, and in Colorado we are sort of world famous for the Rocky Mountains. And to the western part of the state we have the Great Rocky Mountains. What a lot of people don't realize is that as a state, Colorado is divided almost exactly in half, and to the eastern part of the state are the Great Kansas Plains, very, very flat. Well, because of that unique topographical landscape, Colorado is actually one of the only places in the world that has both buffalo and cows in close proximity to one another. And there's a fabulous lesson to be learned about positivity from studying the way that these two creatures respond to storms. So when storms come, storms almost always brew from the west, and what happens is they roll out towards the east. And cows do something that's very natural. A cow can sense the storm is coming from this direction, and so a cow will try to run east to run away from the storm. The only thing about that is if you know anything about cows, you know they're not real fast. And so when the cows try to run east away from the storm catches up with them rather quickly. But without knowing any better, the cows continue to try to outrun the storm. But instead of outrunning the storm, they actually run with the storm, maximizing the amount of pain and time and frustration they experience from that storm. Isn't that stupid? Well, unfortunately, humans do the same thing all the time. We spend so much of our lives constantly trying to avoid the inevitable challenges that come along with the difficult circumstances that our very own choices have led us to be in. And we typically gravitate towards the path of least resistance. We typically move towards the escalator. We try to run away from the storm. We try to run away from challenges. And the key insight that ultra-performing successful people have made consciously that many of the rest of us have not yet is this. Ultra-performers know problems that are procrastinated on are only amplified. Problems procrastinated on are amplified. Waiting always makes it worse. What buffalo do is very unique for the animal kingdom. You see, buffalo will wait for the storm to cross right over the crest of the peak of the mountaintop. And as the storm rolls over the ridge, buffalo will turn, and instead of running away from the storm, they will run at the storm. And by running at the storm, they run straight through it, which actually minimizes the amount of pain and time and frustration they experience from that storm. Such a great metaphor for positivity, right? Because there's lots of, we don't always get to choose whether or not we have storms in this life. There's bad things that happen, there's difficult things that come up, and most of us just try to, run away from the difficulties and the pain. And what ultra performers do is they be the buffalo. They charge directly into the storm. And we call that in stairs the pain paradox. And the paradox, it's from the paradox principle of sacrifice, which simply says easy short-term choices lead to difficult long-term consequences. Meanwhile, difficult short-term choices lead to easy long-term consequences. So the great paradox here is what seems easy in life, eating whatever we want, saying whatever we want, buying things we can't afford on credit, they seem easy in the short term. Those are the vehicles to the more difficult life. And inversely, the things that seem challenging and difficult, putting in the extra work, investing in our own self-development or education, like working out when we don't feel like it, or choosing a positive attitude in the face of negativity. Those things seem difficult, and they are difficult in the short term. But those are the very vehicles that lead to the easier life. And so the question comes down to, can you be the buffalo? Are you willing to choose the choice that most people don't make? Are you willing to take the stairs? Can you choose to have a positive attitude even when the world around you is maybe collapsing or just feels difficult, or you're surrounded by negativity? That choice to be the buffalo, that choice to take the stairs, is the choice that sets you free. It's the choice that makes you happy. It's the choice that brings you success. So my friends, the next time that you are in front of a set of escalators and some stairs, take the stairs, because success means doing the things you don't always feel like doing.
Okay, I have one more before this one starts. I have one more that I want to share with you.
That was horribly sporadic. You could basically understand nothing.
Can you guys not hear it?
Every so often I get something about buffalo and storms.
Okay, well, I'll post. Well, you can suggest then.
And he's from Colorado, but does not sound it.
I will post the actual for you guys on the. Okay. But
He sounded demonic.
No, he sounded like he's from Eastern Kentucky. We're I'm from Kentucky, and I'm like, you are not from Colorado, buddy.
Liar. More, I will share with you guys. If it is hard for you to understand, I will share with you guys on the page.
Okay. Yeah, I wrote a little note.
Where did I not pull up? Rory Vaden, Take the Stairs. When you promote to director, it is a book I give you because it is so important. It is so good. Rory, R-O-R-Y, Vaden.
11th, as you know, which is a trying day for our country.
This is actually for Pampered Chef.
There's a lot of emotions tied to that. And I happen to be in New York City, and Amanda and I are going to Ground Zero later today to be a part of some stuff going on over there and check it out. But one of my favorite stories is a story about a woman who was trapped on the 80th floor of a burning building. And she was, this woman was having both a fear of heights, and she had a fear of closed-in spaces. She was claustrophobic. And so the building is she's on the 80th floor, and the building catches on fire. And so because of that, people started evacuating down the stairs. But she's so terrified, she could not get herself to go in the stairs and follow them. And so she ended up being alone, and she was trapped, and she decided that rather than facing her fear, she just made a decision that she was going to stay there and just die. And then what happened was a firefighter eventually came in and found their way up to the 80th floor. They found this woman, and he goes to grab her, and he says, "You have to go. The building's about to collapse. The building's about to collapse." And this woman says, "I can't. I'm scared. I'm just scared." And he says, You have to come with me. This building is about to fall down. You have to come. You don't have a choice. And she says, "I can't. I'm too scared. I'm just so scared." And the firefighter looks at her, and he says, you're scared. Do it scared. It's okay to be scared. Do it scared. It's okay to be uncomfortable. And he said, do it scared. Just do it scared. And he's whispering that into her ear. And they get into the stairwell, and the whole way down, it's like, it's fine to be scared. Just do it scared. You can do it scared. You can do this. Just do it scared. And he whispered that all the way down. And as they walked out, the tower collapsed. And for this woman in her life, it was literally a matter of life and death. And for us as leaders, the people that we're leading, it's the same thing. You have the opportunity to change lives. There are people out there right now who need you and need Pampered Chef more than you need them. They are waiting for you, and they need you to come get them. And that means that sometimes you may not feel prepared to lead a large organization. You may not feel prepared to be able to do 2 shows a week and recruit and build a team and develop leaders. You might be scared to do that, but it's okay. Do it scared. Do it uncomfortable. Do it however you're feeling, but just go out and do it, because somebody out there needs you right now more than you need them. I'm honored to be with you. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Okay, so I want to know, what was the takeaway that you had from those videos?
That's right.
Do it scared. I have said that for a long time, because there are a lot of things, guys, that I have been scared about in my business. A whole lot of things. And a whole lot of things this year in particular, because I have so many big, hairy, scary goals. Okay? But I'm still doing it. And I'm maybe doing it scared in some areas. Okay? But still doing it. What else did you guys? Yeah.
If you wait too long, it will do collapse on you. No.
It may be too late. It may be. So if you wait too long, I mean, it's true though. If you wait too long, maybe it's that person that you've always wanted to talk to, but never have, and then you just saw them post online that they're selling with a different sales company.
That's my problem. I've had like 3 or 4 people that were interested in business that didn't have enough money at the time, and so this $39 kit came at a great time, but they had already signed with somebody else. I'm like, you're following the herd of people that are flooding the market with this. I now have 8 of y'all that sell the same thing, and you're all trying to sell to me, and I've already told you I have a specific.
Yeah. It's a challenge though too, because there are several other direct sell companies that are doing cheap kits this month. Yeah. Tupperware's doing one, Simpson's doing one.
I haven't ran into any of that at all.
Well, I have a lot of friends that I've just been looking at. I've done some party swaps and different things with different people and stuff. And I think even 31 is doing one this month. And I think March is become the.
Well, this is the first time Pampered Chef has done it, so.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I think for some of us, it literally is a life or death situation. It's not like physical death, but it's just your sanity, your everything. Like, this is what you need to do to get bigger and grow your team. And it isn't about you necessarily, but it helps you get out of where you're at.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. And that's why on my vision board is a picture of a house, a picture of my family, because when I feel overwhelmed and I feel at a breaking point and I look to my left and I see my family sitting there looking at me and I see the house that we're wanting to build, I have a bigger vision that is not just about me. Okay? It's about them. So I think that is why it is so important to find your why and why you do this business and what you want to get from it. Because when I started laser focusing in on that, I mean, this year is so different. So different than any other year for me, because I am so laser focused on my vision. I always, at the beginning of every year, have a goal, have a word, but this year is so different because, and I don't know if it's because it's about my family this year versus maybe walking across the stage or something like that, you know, but this year I'm keep on pumping, keep on, you know, just keep going because, I mean, they're so excited about Disney and kids, and we were talking about it today because they're always around me. They watch everything that I do, and I was sitting at my desk working on something. He saw a picture of Disney. He says, "Is that where we're going, Mama?" I said, "Yep, we are. We are." I said, "Not yet," because you know Tim, and he's like tomorrow, but not yet. But we are, you know. And so, I mean, getting your family in on your vision is a huge thing because they can help push you when you don't feel like you can push yourself. So. Anything else? So, elephant. Going.
Talking about you as a
Elephant facing your fears. Whatever it is. Okay, whatever it is this month. We're facing our fears and we're pushing past them, and we are doing it scared. Doing it scared. I mean, if you have to write doing it scared on your mirror, in your car, okay, whatever it is, because there are a lot of people on our team that are going for some pretty scary things this month. Okay, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it
with a big ass.
That's right, we are. Our big ass. All right, guys. Thank you guys for being on here. Appreciate you all. And I'll post some of the videos and the things on here that if you couldn't hear it very well, okay? But thank you guys for joining us.